Hey everyone, Chris here. I just wanted to do a comparisons video between the PFC 9 versus the notorious P10c. And before we get into that video, I just want to give a big shout out to every single one of my subs, the old subs, the new subs, likes, comments, shares. You guys are killing it out there. I appreciate it. We hit over 300 subs. Let's go. Like, that is so cool. I never would have thought that I would entertain one, let alone 300 of you guys and girls out there. And I appreciate it. You know, this channel wouldn't be here without you guys, and I just wanted to give, thanks for that. And thank you once again. This is cool, and I appreciate it. So let's dive in. All right. So a little backstory before we get into this. This was actually a battle between the M&P 2.0 compact and the P10. Of course, the P10 won, but one thing that kind of separated it from the M&P 2.0 compact was the aggressive texture. Now, some people out there, they love it. All personal preference. Me personally, with my weird hands, I went with the P10 because it pointed naturally. The ergonomics were there, and it felt good. It felt right. It's like trying on a pair of shoes. Once you know that that's the pair of shoes you're gonna buy, that's the pair of shoes that you're gonna buy. And everybody likes something different. Some people like sandals. Some people like Crocs. All personal preference. And it came down to that. Yeah, I could have, took some sandpaper and kind of, sanded the grip down a little bit to make it a little bit more comfortable. I'm actually planning on picking one up, in the future. So I cannot wait for that to actually do a side-by-side comparisons between, the P80, the P10, and the 2.0 compact. So I'm really excited for that. But of course that's later on, down the future. So that's kind of a little backstory on this guy. Love it. Great gun. The P80, I also love. Of course, we haven't put any rounds through it. I'm hoping to go to the range and take you guys with me along for the ride. It's going to be really cool. It's going to be exciting. I don't know how the video is going to turn out, but I'm hoping to, get a little bit of range footage out there. Maybe 200 rounds just to kind of see how it feels, how it functions, and things like that. And then we'll probably go up from there. I'm still debating on what sights I want to put on this guy. I'm leaning towards Ameriglows. Ameriglows. But I also have my eye on Night Vision, and they make a lot of sights for, the P10 series and the Glock series, and I kind of want to see what those guys are about. So I might decide to go with them. I'm not entirely too sure yet. I'm hoping in the next couple of days I'll come up with a decision on that. So both guns are clear. Safety check, they are clear. So, and you guys can tell this mag is just beat. It is beat to hell. This is like one of my training mags that I use. It's a 10 rounder. In the state of Colorado, it's 15 is our max limit in magazines. I know every law is against the Second Amendment, but the pen is mightier than the sword. So I know it sucks, but that's a topic for a whole different day. So steel mag, polymer mag, and it does have a steel core, which I think is kind of neat. But $60 for a mag, $30 for a mag. You guys decide. I kind of like the fact that, I run it with metal mags, but at the same time, $60 when I could buy, 2 of these for the cost of this. Reliability is both there, and it's all going to be personal preference at the end of the day. So keep that in mind, guys. Like I said, this is all personal preference. There's no right or wrong answers here. It's whatever fits you guys the best. this is just kind of like my take on one over the other and vice versa and things like that. So grip angle on the P80 is like an 18-degree angle. The P10 is more 1911 style, which I think is awesome because they both feel really good in the hand. I mean, excellent in the hand. Of course, I prefer 3 dots. I know some guys, prefer blacked out rear, bright front post. All personal preference here. So I think ergonomically, I have to give it to the P80. Sorry, P10. It's just because there's not enough, texture in here. Yeah, you can, send it off and have it stippled or, put some grip tape on there and call it a day. I don't know how I feel about that, but all personal preference. Still feels good. Still feels natural. I have close to 1,000 rounds, I want to say, through my P10. So the trigger has definitely gotten a little bit better. So we'll go ahead and try it. We go straight back to the wall, like no creep whatsoever, just like straight back to the wall. Little bit of mush, break. And then with the P80, I think the P80 has an awesome trigger in it. Me personally, I think it's a lot better than the Gen 5's Glock out there. Little bit of take up, we hit the wall, and a nice crisp break. And then the reset. And they both take down just like a regular Glock would. Make sure everything's clear, point it in the same direction, make sure that there's no ammo or anything like that. Point it in the safe direction, pull back on the trigger, pull back your slide a little bit, take your tabs, pull down on both sides, and they come right off. Same thing, make sure it's clear, no ammunition, no mag, point it in the safe direction, and then pull back on the slide, pull your little tabs down, slide comes right off. Very easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And the other thing is too, like I kind of noticed, is like the P80 frame, I think is a little bit heavier. I wish I had a scale. I mean, like you can definitely tell the difference. And it's because it's a little bit thicker, this way than the P10. And we'll kind of compare these two. I'll do my best to show you guys that. They both got excellent beefy rails. I am not gonna lie to you. I mean, those are pretty nice rails. But that's just me personally. I do feel like the P80 is just a couple ounces heavier than the P10 frame. I feel like this is very light, very, very light. As you can tell right there, nice rails, very beefy rails. P80 did a really good job. CZ did a fantastic job on the P10. Excellent work on it. And this is the Gen 1. I have the ambidextrous mag release and slide stop slide release on this guy. Even though that the undercut is there, I feel like, I'm still kind of cramped up here versus the P10 where I feel a little bit more space. But they both feel good. They both point very naturally for me. And then for, you know, reassemble, let's go ahead and take your slide back onto your frame. Whoop, bump the camera. Put that guy back on there. Work the slide a little bit. Make sure it still works. Same thing with the P10. And that's the other thing is too, I feel like the P10 slide is a little bit heavier than the polymer 80 is. So yeah, definitely an awesome trigger in this guy. They're both in that flat face style. We'll go ahead and reset the trigger. Definitely flat face. Of course, the dingus, your trigger safety does stick out a little bit more than, you know, the polymer 80 does, which is totally fine. You know, it still works. You ain't gonna be able to pull that back without depressing the trigger safety. So I think that's kind of cool. All personal preference, everyone. All personal preference. You know, $60 for metal mag, 30 to 39 bucks for, you know, polymer with, you know, steel core in there, or steel sides, I'm sorry. So all personal preference, all up to you guys on what you guys like and what you guys prefer. I love my P10. This is home. You know, this is my baby, besides, you know, everything else that I have. But I'm really excited to see on how this is going to perform at the range, as far as, you know, how, or am I going to be able to, you know, get sights back on target? How's it going to feel in my hand? I'm really excited for it. So cannot wait for that. I'm hoping this weekend, like I said, I'll take you guys with me for the ride. And I hope that, you know, you guys enjoyed the video. I greatly, you know, appreciate it. And like I said, this is all my thoughts. This is all my opinions. You guys out there probably think that, you know, one's better than the other and vice versa and things like that. I kind of just wanted to compare and get your guys' opinion on it, you know. So anyway, I appreciate you guys for stay tuned and watching the whole video. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much. And we'll catch you guys in the next one.